I won't say that there haven't been times where I've just been like, I hate this. I hate this. But I feel like that's life and this is only temporary. We're gonna talk today about how you can figure out if the military is right for you. This is something that I struggled with a little bit when I was signing up. I thought about it for probably 2 months. A couple of confirmations happened for me, and you can see how I was led into the Navy with the video up above. I just want to give you like some perspective and a couple of different things to think about if you are considering joining the military, whatever branch that may be for you. So let's just get right into it. Probably watching this because one, you're either at a dead end in life, you have no sense of purpose, kind of lacking purpose, or you just got out of high school and you know, it's either in the military or college. I'll tell you right now, if you are at a dead end in life and you honestly like have nowhere to go, nothing to do, like you are out of all ideas with what to do with your life, I think the military is an incredible opportunity. It gives you a roof over your head, it gives you food, they clothe you. Like honestly, you could be, I know a couple of people who were homeless that came into boot camp with us, and you know, they thrived because they were given this opportunity and they were given food and they were, you know, they were nourished. And yeah, it was really hard. Boot camp is not easy, but they, you know, they automatically started to get a paycheck once they left. I would say a lot of people join when they are at a dead end or they're lacking purpose in life. If you're trying to join because you would rather not go to school and trying to get out of getting a degree or, you know, tests, exams, the whole school structure type of scenario, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are never going to get out of that. You're never going to stop learning. Like, I'm literally in my second school right now for the military, and I've only been in 3 years. It's 10 to 11 weeks, and we've had an exam every single week, and I've had to build like an in-depth analytic brief every single week and brief it. And of course, like that is my job and that's what I do. I'm an intel specialist. Between going to your A school, which is like your technical school where you learn your job, and getting your qualifications takes so much studying and effort and exams and oral boards and all the things. So I don't want you to like get your hopes up that, oh my gosh, I get to go to the military and skip out on all of this school. In life, you never stop learning. It's just a matter of what you're learning. It's a matter of the subject that you're taking. So here's the thing that really hit me. What would I regret more? Joining or going through life wondering what would have happened if I had joined? Where would my life have been if I, you know, had gone into the military? And I'm gonna tell you right now, as soon as I signed up, I can't tell you how many people came up to me, shook my hand, or you know, I remember one time in particular, this man came up to me in the grocery store, and I think I was wearing like my DEP, like delayed entry program, which is what you go into before you're waiting to leave, t-shirt, and it just said, you know, US military, whatever. He walked up to me and he shook my hand and he said, hey, like one of the biggest regrets in my life was never joining and never seeing what would have happened. And that hit me because honestly, people's biggest regrets in their life are the things that they didn't do. So that is honest, that's kind of the thing that sent me over the edge with making this decision. I thought I would regret it more if I never joined and I never saw what my life would have been like had I not gone into the military. You know, I look at it like this. Doesn't matter how old you are. I turned 26 the day I showed up to boot camp. I was one of the older ones. And that's not even that old. It's considered like older in the military, but I know so many people that went in their 30s, their mid-30s. My husband was 32 when he joined. And so don't let that deter you. Another thing to think about, I want you to sit down, write on a piece of paper where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years. And what does that look like for you? Are you still struggling to make a dime? Are you struggling to put money into your savings? Are you still living for the weekend? Like, what does it look like for you? Do you have everything figured out? You know, do you see yourself in the career that you're in now? You've got to really sit down and do some introspection. Where do I want my life? And for me, that was easy. I've always had the dream of traveling. Check. Military does that. Seeing as much life as I possibly can, and it has molded me and transformed me and shaped me into such a better person. I won't say that there haven't been times where I've just been like, I hate this. I hate this. But I feel like that's life and this is only temporary. I signed a 6-year contract, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't regret 1 second. Another thing that you can do is write down a list of like pros and cons on a piece of paper, and look at that. Like, it helps when you visualize and can see it on paper. All right, well, missing birthdays and missing family stuff, but you get to travel and see the world, and you get a roof over your head, and you get a decent paycheck. Last thing I want you to think about is you have to understand the sacrifices. So you're going to miss so much. You're gonna miss years, you're gonna miss time, you're gonna miss birthdays and funerals and weddings and just big moments. You don't really have a say over your time. Like, we get 30 days of leave per year. However, when you ask to use that leave, like, it has to work with your chain of command and work with all the people around you. Your time is not ever gonna be your own again once you're in the military. For an example, and this is like a special case because both my husband and I are in the military. We will have been married for 2 years and only have spent 6 months of those 2 years together, between deployments and trainings and moving and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I want you to know the sacrifices that you have to make in order to join, that you're going to miss, all of this time, and you're going to lose friends because they just don't understand. Like, they don't get that you literally don't have the energy or the time, during certain stints of your life to call or to check up on them. Like, it's just what it is. And it's not you being a bad person. It's just the fact that this is not a job, this is a lifestyle. Military is lifestyle. Like, I try my best to separate my personal life from the military, and I do a pretty good job at it. I'm not super close with the people I work with, and I like to keep it that way just because I feel like it's kind of an extension of high school sometimes. Like, people really latch on to drama, and that's not to say all people, because I've met some incredible individuals. You have to understand that you're about to give up your right pretty much in your say. Like, you're gonna give up your right in what gets injected into you. Don't even get me started on that. You're gonna give up your right on your time, where you go, what you do, like basically who you hang out with, because you're gonna be stuck with people at work. And I've like, sometimes that can be a good thing because you could have a really cool crew, but then if you have people that you don't like, yeah, that gets really hard. So you do like a 6-year contract, and you get what you need, you get experience, and then you really can understand like the life path that you want to take, and whether that's you want to stay in or you want to get out. Like, you have all of this skill built up. If you are a trustworthy individual, which a lot of employers view military service, if you're honorably discharged, as you being a loyal, accountable, trustworthy. Like, there's a lot of good qualities that you gain from being in. I cannot recommend this enough. Before you go sign that dotted line, make sure you do your research about what you're about to get into. Like, look at YouTube, look at Google, look at Facebook. Try to get in contact with somebody who's been in your position or somebody that is in the military now. I was a weirdo. I reached out to every female sailor I could and said, hey, like, I'm Shae, I'm about to join, I don't know what I'm doing, like, could you please give me some perspective? A lot of times they would message me back because they've been there before. Research your job, research, what that job entails. You don't really have all the information if it's like a secret or top secret job, and that's fine. You can kind of get a feel though for what you're gonna be doing. Like, I did a lot of research with my job, and I hear a lot of people say, oh, PowerPoint wizards, and it's true. I literally create PowerPoints all day, every day, and I brief them, and that's my job. And I knew that going in. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, do I love it? Does it set my heart on fire? No, not really. I mean, what I love is connecting with people, Jesus, fitness. Like, that's what I love. That's what sets my heart on fire. But I have, I found ways to enjoy it with, through people and learning new things and expanding my knowledge. And now I have all this information that a lot of people like will never know. So that's kind of a cool perspective to have. What is your heart and what is your gut telling you? And if you have faith, I would recommend praying on it because God will reveal. He always reveals the next path. It's kind of funny because the verse of today is Proverbs 3:5, and it's Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. Like, just honestly, that's what I did. I gave it to God. I said, hey, like, what do you want me to do? Please make it very clear. And I won't go completely into the story because, like I said, I've already made a video about it. It's getting dark out. That was my 2 cents. Wanna give me a follow on Instagram? I'll link it right down there. But anyway, I will catch you guys later in the next video. Thank you for stopping by.